My name is Chen. I'm from San Francisco, California in the United States, and I'm a software developer. I don't actually work at any company right now. I started my own company 2.5 years ago, sold that, or 3.5 years ago, sold that, and then worked at the acquiring company for 2 years, which was Salesforce.com. And after leaving that, I just went to work on open source full time. The company that I started, I was the founder, and I was a software engineer, so I built a lot of the product along with my co-founder. And the company basically, it was a collaborative text editor, a code editor, and so people use it to do remote interviews or any sort of code collaboration remotely. And at some point, we wanted to transition that into rich text, which is what got me started going with Quill.js, which is the thing that I was talking about today. Yeah, it started at the company that I started, which is Sipey, and we continued to work on it because Salesforce wanted to build that into their product. And so we continued to work on it at Salesforce, although not as much. And then after I left, I continued to work on Quill. And so when Salesforce open sourced it under BSD, so it's a very permissive license, and they're very supportive of, even when we were there, of us working on it. And so, but I decided I kind of wanted to do that more, and kind of things ended with the project that we were working on at Salesforce as well. So JavaScript is the editor that I'm working on. Quill.js is completely in JavaScript, or I guess technically it's in CoffeeScript, and it compiles to JavaScript, the main core of it. Other parts of it are in JavaScript, but yeah, it's completely front-only JavaScript library. Well, so our company was sold to Salesforce, so it's not really mine anymore, and I don't have much control over it. I'm not sure what their plans are for it. I've kind of not been a part of that for a while, so I guess I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to start another company. I think currently I love working on open source. I've met amazing people on it while working on it, and I think it's definitely something that I wanted to do and didn't have much time to do before with kind of a for-profit profession. And so I'm enjoying that now. I do think that a goal of any good open source project is, or for one, it should have goals, and once those goals are met, it's not like a product that you keep adding onto. It has a kind of a defined purpose, and at some point it'll meet that purpose, and all you really need to do after that is kind of make it faster, or make it smaller, or just fix bugs. So I'm not sure. I see a lot to do in Quill's future before it gets to that point, but eventually it'll get to that point, and eventually I'd like to start another company. Yeah, so this is the first time I've been in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, my second time in Latin America. So I don't know that much about it. I do know you guys have really good food. I'm almost a carnivore in that I eat a lot of meat and I don't like vegetables. So I was one of those kids. I had one of the best meals of my life yesterday, for dinner, where we just ate for 5 hours. The red meat was nonstop, and wine, and that was amazing. So I would love to see Argentina and Buenos Aires continue that. I think JavaScript, I've actually been I've been surprised by what I've been able to learn at this conference. I guess as someone that is speaking here, I guess I kind of feel like on average the speakers know a little more than the attendees, but even I was learning a lot. And I think JavaScript basically, it has an unavoidably important future, because it's the one language that you can use on the front end. I was very excited about kind of the things in ES6 that was being talked about, and I think that actually raised a lot of questions for a lot of stuff like CoffeeScript that I was using, and other TypeScript, etc. There's more questions about those types of things, but I think JavaScript undoubtedly has a very important part in kind of web development in the future.